Hey nerds, it's Sunday, October 20th, the 23rd week of 2024, and I'm running down what's coming up this week, starting now. Welcome back to the Nerd Social. I'm Nathan. As always, if you want to jump ahead of the intro to see what's coming up on any day of the week, there are chapter links below. All right, so there are a lot of shows returning this week, so let's get started. On Sunday, the 20th, we have Ridley, episode 6 of season 2, Fool for Love, part 2. With Carol off the case, Ridley races to discover who shot Oliver in the hope of protecting Jack from becoming the team's prime suspect. But things take a turn for the worse when Ridley finds the murder weapon hidden in a shocking location. The season finale of Moonflower Murders, episode 6, Susan and Andreas visit Stefan in prison. Susan puts the pieces together to solve the case of Frank and Cecily. From episode 5 of season 3, Victor, the Light of Day, Victor must face a painful reminder from his past. Julie looks for ways to cope with her trauma. Boyd struggles to keep the town safe as the residents begin to question his judgment. Tabitha tries to adjust to her new surroundings. Tonight we have a new episode of Penguin, Homecoming, episode 5. With his nascent operation at stake, Oz makes a desperate move to turn the tables. Meanwhile, Sophia strives to build a new legacy for herself. As always, Colin will be dropping a review of this episode we got a couple days ago. He'll drop it at 10 p.m. tonight. The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, episode 4, season 2, The Paradis. All hopes feel lost amidst Gannett's attack on the nests. Krapopolis, episode 3 of season 2, Hades Nuts. Stupendous goes to the underworld to visit her old fling. Tyrannus tries to teach Deliria and Schlub the value of human life. Simpsons, episode 3 of season 36, desperately seeking Lisa. Lisa has a blazing misadventure in the dark world of Capital City's downtown art scene. Episode 3 of the franchise, entitled Scene 54, The Lilac Ghost. After the media decides Maximum Studios has a woman problem, Anita asks the crew to find ways to empower the film's only female character. Meanwhile, Adam's questionable supplement regime takes its toll. Tonight we also have the season premiere of season 5 of The Equalizer. If you're unfamiliar with it, the enigmatic figure uses her extensive skills to help those with nowhere else to turn. This stars Queen Latifah. This episode is entitled The Lost Ones. McCall races to rescue two siblings who run into trouble after stealing a grocery truck. Her and Delilah help Mel through her trauma in the aftermath of her kidnapping. We also have Saw Unrated, a Fathom event, the 20th anniversary. This is the one that started all, the beginning of the franchise, the start of a whole new era of horror, written by Lee Whannell and directed by James Wan. Saw originally debuted at the 2004 Sundance Film Festival before later opening in US theaters in October that year. Lionsgate bought the rights and created an entire franchise that has gone on for 10 movies already. Saw 10 last year, 20 years later, and still ready for my close-up. Saw celebrates 20 years with an unrated nationwide theatrical release on October 20th and 23rd, with bonus content featuring actor Tobin Bell discussing Saw's stardom and playing John Kramer. On Monday, we have Brilliant Minds, episode 5 of season 1, The Haunted Marine. Wolf must help a Marine grapple with mysterious symptoms before the birth of his child. We have a new episode of Superman and Lois, this final season, A Perfectly Good Wedding. The Kent struggle to adjust to their new normal. Lois helps throw Kyle and Chrissy an impromptu wedding that doesn't go as planned. We have the season premiere of What We Do in the Shadows. 3 episodes are going to be dropping for season 6. First one is The Return of Jerry. The vampire's long-lost fifth roommate returns. The second episode is titled Headhunting. Guillermo gets a new job, and Colin helps Laszlo make a new friend. And number 3, Sleep Hypnosis. A dispute over who gets to use the newly available empty room under the stairs gets out of control. On Max, we have the debut of Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earth, Part 3, Trapped in a Pocket Universe, Surviving Earth's Annihilation by the Anti-Monitor. Time shatters, bringing past heroes to aid Justice League against the epitome of evil. Their sacrifices may lead to victory. On Tuesday, we have Only Murders in the Building, Episode 9 of Season 4, Escape from Planet Klongo. Seeking a critical critical clue, Charles, Oliver, and Mabel must infiltrate a film set to get the real background on why Zaz was killed. As usual, we'll have a spoiler-free review and a breakdown up for this. You can check out the playlist for previous coverage up there. High Potential, Croaked. This is episode 5 of season 1. The team investigates the death of an exotic animal veterinarian. Work interferes with Carrot's dating life. Morgan follows a parental hunch about her teenage daughter. We have a new episode of Where's Wanda on Apple TV+. Don't have a description for this, but the title of the episode is called The Novex. New episode of Irrational on NBC. This is episode 3 of season 2. It's titled Bad Blood. When a rising star on Wall Street is killed during her hockey game, Alec must determine if it was an accident or murder. Alec and Rose find themselves on opposite sides of the case as they try to get to the heart of the victim's cutthroat world. On Netflix, Hassan Minhaj delivers an unapologetic stand-up set about midlife, identity struggles, race relations, political divides, and the fact-checking scandal. Also on Tuesday, we have Uncharted. This is a documentary about Alicia Keys, not the movie, with Tom Holland. It follows emerging creatives at a songwriting camp put on by Alicia Keys and her organization, She Is the Music. Through the lens of 3 rising stars, Uncharted reveals the impossible odds women face in music. On VOD, on Tuesday, we have Alien Country. Reeling from the news of an unexpected pregnancy, Jimmy and Everly unknowingly release an alien invasion in their small town. We also have Dolly. A young journalist's assignment to interview Dolly is a great opportunity, if only he would agree to sit still and answer a single question. As the interview is delayed, detoured, disrupted, and deranged by Dolly's inexhaustible self-regard, the journalist finds herself becoming the subject in this surrealist comedy. Transformers 1 is also coming to VOD. The untold origin story of Optimus Prime and Megatron, better known as sworn enemies, but who once were friends bonded like brothers who changed the fate of Cybertron. Our review for this movie is above. It's pretty good. On Wednesday, we have a new episode of Agatha All Along. This is episode 7. Colin will break down this episode this week as always. Big things coming up, big reveals last week. Have no idea where it's going to go from here. Grotesquerie is dropping 2 episodes. Episode 8, Lois accepts the help of a specialist, and episode 9, Lois contemplates a new future. New episode of Secrets of the Dead, The Civil War's Lost Massacre. This is episode 1 of season 22. The search for remains of formerly enslaved Black Union soldiers brutally murdered by angry Southerners as the Civil War was ending. Learn about Camp Nelson, Kentucky, the military base where these soldiers and thousands got their freedom papers. Abbott Elementary, Class Pet. This is episode 3 of season 4. Janine gets a budget for Class Pets, but Melissa is resistant to taking on the added work and responsibility for her room's guinea pig. An IT rep for the school district arrives to set up new computers. New episode of Shrinking. This is episode 3, Psychological Symptomism. Jimmy and Brian help Grace deal with unexpected news. Paul and Julie face her past. Liz worries she's come between Shaw and his dad. On Thursday, we have the last 3 episodes of The Legend of Vox Machina. This is episodes 10 through 12 of season 3, but no description for these though. We have found episode 4 of season 2, Missing While Perfect. After being kidnapped, Lacey readjusts while the M&A team helps a teenager find his missing parents. Sir plans for the future, and Trent faces a decision regarding his own case. New episode of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. This is episode 2, Some New York Nonsense. Georgie struggles to balance life, work, and family. Mandy worries for Georgie's well-being. Missy gets into trouble at school. Ghosts, season 4, episode 2, Sam's dad visits, straining her bond with Patience. Isaac navigates post-breakup with Nigel. Thor and Flower face an awkward situation involving Nancy. Episode 3 of Matlock, a guy named Greg. Olympia thrusts Maddie into the spotlight when she has Maddie join her in court to argue their newest case involving a claim of sexual harassment. We have the season premiere of Star Trek in the Lower Decks. They're going to drop 2 episodes. This is the last season 5. Typically we cover all Trek Trek shows, but they haven't sent us screeners yet, even though usually send us screeners a month in advance. We'll check again with them tomorrow and try to cover this show. Tyler Perry is dropping a new show on Netflix called Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black. The entire season will drop. Two women with contrasting lives become connected. One fights for survival after her mother forces her out, while the other runs a prosperous company. On Amazon, we have a Kate Beckinsale movie, Canary Black. Top CIA operative Avery Graves, Kate Beckinsale, is blackmailed by terrorists into betraying her own country to save her kidnapped husband. Quite a few things on Friday. First, we have The Great British Baking Show on Netflix. This is episode 5, I believe. No description for this, but last week was Caramel Week. They usually do themed things, so maybe they'll do a Halloween thing this week. We'll see. Confidant, episode 3. No description for this. This is on Max, French subtitled show. Disclaimer on Apple TV Plus. This is episode 5, entitled 5. The description of this is just, I had to tell the world the truth. It's Florida Man, where they reenact stories from Florida. There's no description of this, but the second episode will drop on Friday. New series with Billy Crystal, Before, will drop 2 episodes. The first episode is entitled The Imposter. The second episode is entitled The Scientist. The general description of the show is, after tragically losing his wife to suicide, child psychiatrist Ellie Alder encounters a troubled young boy who seems to have a haunting connection to Eli's past. Second season is going to be a drop of Simone Biles Rising. Simone Biles, a gymnast superstar, withdrew from the 2020 Tokyo Olympics due to mental health concerns. After a hiatus, she embarked on a journey to rebuild her skills and mental fortitude, preparing for her triumphant return. Also on Netflix, season 2 of Hellbound. Unearthly beings deliver bloody condemnations, sending individuals to hell and giving rise to a religious group founded on the idea of divine justice. On Netflix, we have the movie Don't Move. This is produced by Sam Raimi. It follows a seasoned killer as he injects a grieving woman with a paralytic agent. She must run, fight, and hide before her body shuts down. Another movie, this is a documentary on Netflix, The Remarkable Life of Ebeline. Matt Steen, a Norwegian gamer, died of a degenerative muscular disease at age 25. His parents mourned what they thought had been a lonely and isolated life when they started receiving messages from online friends around the world. On VOD on Friday, we have Azrael. This is going to be on VOD, Shudder, and AMC Plus. In a world where no one speaks, a devout female-led community hunts down a young woman who has escaped imprisonment. Recaptured, Azrael is due to be sacrificed to an ancient evil in the wilderness, but fights for her own survival. On Max, Trap is going to debut. A father and a teen daughter attend a pop concert where they realize they're at the center of a dark and sinister event. It's the M. Night Shyamalan movie that came out during the summer. And wide release in theaters, we have Conclave, this The Way Finds movie, probably Oscar bait. When Cardinal Lewis is tasked with leading one of the world's most secretive and ancient events, selecting the new pope, he finds himself at the center of a conspiracy that could shake the very foundation of the Catholic Church. In IMAX on Friday, we have Venom: The Last Dance. Eddie and Venom are on the run, hunted by both their worlds, and with the net closing in, the duo are forced into a devastating decision that will bring the curtains down on Venom and Eddie's last dance. So I forgot this is coming up. I haven't asked Sony, but if we can get to a press screening for this week, we will review it before it comes out. In more limited release, we have Black Box Diaries. Journalist Shuri Ito investigates her own sexual assault, seeking to prosecute the high-profile offender. Her quest becomes a landmark case exposing Japan's outdated judicial and societal systems. Dahomey, the journey of 26 plundered royal treasures from the kingdom of Dahomey, exhibited in Paris, now being returned to Benin. Diop artistically voices a new generation's demand. La Cocina, in the heart of a bustling Times Square kitchen, dreams and desperations collide as the staff each chase elusive American dreams. Magpie, this is the Daisy Ridley movie. A couple finds their lives turned upside down when their daughter cast alongside a controversial major star. Memoir of a Snail, a bittersweet memoir of a melancholic woman called Grace Poodle, a hoarder of snails, romance novels, and guinea pigs. And finally on Friday, we have Your Monster. After her life falls apart, soft-spoken actress Laura Franco finds her voice again when she meets a terrifying yet wildly charming monster living in her closet, a romantic comedy horror film about falling in love with your inner Rage. This stars Melissa Barrera. So that's it for this week. If you want us to cover any of the productions we aren't already covering, comment below, and if we get enough requests, we'll try to work them into our production schedule. And if you found this video useful, be sure to like and share and subscribe to make sure you don't miss our next update, our analysis, reviews, or our news coverage. See you on the next one, guys. Bye.